All right. Good morning, guys. God bless you guys. It is a throwback Thursday. It is Thursday, June the 2nd, 2022. It's 3 minutes after the hour. Welcome. Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team. That's with Senny J. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. God bless each and every one of you. Come on into the room. Let's have a great time. I believe that chat room is wide open, or you can call in 570-982-6950. Come on, call in. I want to hear your voice this morning on Throwback Thursday. We appreciate you. Broadcasting live, iHeartRadio, radio.com. Regular listeners, you know I'm going to say this. New listeners, this is what it is. The show is distributed by Comedy World Network. Also download the Comedy World Network app. Just in case the system goes down here, you can continuously listen or hear the show or watch the show or whatever you want to do. So we appreciate that on your end. You could Google the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team. All the links come up. Very easy show to find on your web search. We appreciate you as well. Like my mother say, thank God for Jesus. Senny J, we're on YouTube as well. Check this out. You go to YouTube, you subscribe and like the page. Bang. And when we go live, you'll get notified. Thank you so much for listening this morning. God bless each and every one of you. Woo. We're on social media as well. Ha. All social media platforms. Shawn Harvey Morning Show, Wake Up Team, and they all pop up on Facebook this morning. Please share the page, but go to our business page, like the page, then you share the page, and share it to all your friends. This is where you get your morning started right. We also have a group, Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team. Group page, sighting group. We appreciate you. So if you suffer from a deficit of love this morning, this particular morning on June the 2nd, and you think the world is coming to an end, which it probably is, this is where you find that morning love. But Senny J, most importantly, it's the only place on earth where you get your morning started right. Senny J, God bless. Good to see you. Your face is shining. And how are you?
My face is shining because I'm sweating. I had to walk a little bit. Good morning, you all. We have a great. Are we doing the opening?
Yeah.
We have a great show for you today on this Throwback Thursday. And we're going to get started with Senny Says and Front Page News with Senny J, where I will give you all the latest going on locally, nationally, and globally.
Good. Senny, do me a favor. See if we're online on the social media side, if you don't mind.
Yeah, we are. I just gave out the show.
All right, Senny, when I want to say something real quick, and then I want to get into this. I want to go back to this unfortunate shooting last week in Texas, and because I still got a problem with these police officers, 19 of them not entering the building. But we'll get into that, man. Hold on. I just want to say one thing. God bless each and every one of you. Like my mother say, thank God for Jesus. Your boy's back. A special shout out to Senny J, Barbi Cologne for holding it down yesterday. Great show.
You're welcome.
Now,
That's what we do.
I want to revisit something that I talked about the other day that was in the news that Senny brought up. God bless each and every one of you.
Not the news from yesterday.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it's from 2 days ago.
Is the bird still in there?
Yeah, the birds are there. They're growing. Let me say this.
We lost one.
Well, they left the nest, literally.
Only one left. So there's only two birds left.
That's good. One left the nest. That's what it should be. I want to share this real quick. Back to the Monique and DL Hughley situation. Good morning, guys. Welcome to Harvey's house. Senny J, I got a chance to, take a look and do my research on it and just form my opinion about it. And I said the other day that both of these artists, the comedians, were legendary in the game. D.L. Hughley doing stand-up for 37 years and Monique doing comedy for 32 years or whatever. One's a queen of comedy, one's a king of comedy. God bless you.
Thank you.
And I want to say this on a Throwback Thursday. I don't care about the contract and who was the headliner. Here's my problem that I have with this situation. And I'm a comedian too, and I'm funny as hell. Shout out to the folks in South Jersey last night. We rocked that room. Only difference between the A-lister and me is they're the A-lister and money. That's the only difference. And that's gonna change. Monique, you was dead wrong, bro. Monique, the comedian, you was wrong, and I'm on your side. I love you to death. I think you're freaking hilarious, but you was dead wrong. Regardless of what you was headlining or not, you didn't have to take that to the stage like that. And if you had a major dispute, it wasn't with D.L. Hughley, it was with the promoter. And then what bothers me about this, Senny, before we move on, this is my little take on Harvey's house. You went on stage and you definitely, belittled the man, and you got right into his ass. I get it. But the problem with that I'm having with it, Senny J, is that he closed out the show, so she went off on him before he hit the stage. See, that's where you're wrong. So you sabotages the man's whole situation, his whole set, his jokes, everything that he wants to talk about. And they didn't even have a conversation. I'm for sure he was shocked as hell knowing that she went on stage and did this whole rant about him. It was a classic rant, 10 minutes. And you talking about contracts, and my whole thing is this. What about the contract between the performer and the audience? I believe that people have come to the show to laugh. I did a show last night in South Jersey around the Camden area. These people came out to laugh. They paid me to do a job. They didn't pay me to go up there and start bitching and moaning about what I was going through throughout the day in a negative way. So what happened with that contract? That wasn't a good look for comedy the other night. I know it's old news now because, news just flies. This is 1 second of news and then the next. So I just want to just give you my take on it. I know I was here yesterday real quick. And for you to go off on this man and belittle this man and start talking crap about this man before he hits the stage at a comedy show was totally out of order. And what it does, Senny J, riles up the Indian, it riles up the troops. Because there's a lot of people who love Monique. So she can't do no wrong. So now D.L. Hughley goes on stage, and then it's like he has all this turbulence in front of him for what? And Monique, for you for doing comedy over 30 years, you know better than that. And then she's going to say, you have just seen your headliner. Let's get to these jokes. Really? So that's an ego thing. So your ego's out of control. But there's a lot going on in this world. We have wars, we have viruses, we got the monkeypox coming on, we have school shootings. There's a lot going on here. So people want to go to comedy shows to be entertained with the funny, not to be to hear you be with your self-absorbed opinions about who goes on first or second. Who cares? See, you know how many headliners, I said it before and then I'm done with this. You know how many headliners I've seen and A-listers that bombed. They were the headliners and they were like, I'm the headliner. But then all the comedians before them rocked the stage and then they got on stage and bombed. Monique, who knew? It might have been a situation where DL rips the room and you can't follow that. What are you worrying about it for? But to go on stage and tear him a new a-hole before he goes on stage is out of order. And that's all I want to say about that. Sad day for comedy, sad day for stand-up comedians. Okay, enough of that. Now.
People said she was funny, though. Like, when she got off that and did her set, they said it was funny. They said she was funnier than DL. I don't know if that's her fan base.
Again. And thank you. And I'm going to ask you how you feeling because I saw you walk with some weird black guy in a minute. But we'll talk about that in a second. Hold on. See, that's the problem. Will Smith smacks a comedian. This deranged crazy man runs up on Dave Chappelle. We're dealing with a lot as comedians. Now
comedians going through a lot.
Yeah, comedians.
And all y'all do is crack on people.
Right. But now it's a self-inflicted injury. You have a comedian going after another comedian. And even if she was funny, after the rant that she went on with DL, you're still out of order for doing that. Why would you do that? Okay, funny. I'm not going to take that away. I said in the beginning of this conversation, she's hilarious. But why would you go after this man like that? Because he has to follow you. So was you funny? Technically, to me, you wasn't funny. Because you went after a fellow comedian on stage.
Well, people got their money's worth. They got a whole show.
Did they? Did they?
Yes, everybody loves a little drama. That's why people still talking about it.
Wow.
And that's why people were selling out Chris Rock shows, because they wanted to hear him talk ish about Will Smith. And and people are gonna continue to go to his show to see what continues on. Did they stop the tour?
Yeah, no,
I would stop it.
No, but you know what? With that situation, people are buying the tickets to Chris Rock, but Chris Rock's not talking about it, so you're still playing yourself. But
Monique talking about it.
But for
with the neighbor in the back.
Right. And that is terribly wrong. That's terribly wrong that you do this to your coworker right there at the job. That is out of order. It is selfish and it's egotistical. And you are out of control, young lady. And yes, you are the problem.
Well,
you can't do that. Like, you can't, even if you have a problem, you don't go to the stage and address it right there in front of the comedian.
Well, some people address it right there. Some people said that DL's been saying stuff about Monique while she's been on the back burner on stage and stuff like that. So they think that this was just, she could have handled it another way, but she decided to do it like this because he's been disparaging her in the streets.
There's plenty of forums to deal with that.
Well, she took it to the stage.
You took it to the stage, and I'm saying that you were out of order. And DL, if you was funny or not after her, great job, sir, because it's very difficult. It's difficult to make people laugh anyway. I'm going to tell you one thing. I'll be honest. Like, a lot of these A-listers who I respect and I love to death, half the battle is finished with them anyway by people just showing up to see them. Shawn Harvey has to be funny because they don't know me. I lose weight on stage. Because the moment I hit the stage, 90% of these people don't even know who I am. And I got to get into that funny and bust their asses, and then they go, okay, cool. You funny as hell. Monique and others like that, 90% of the crowd is already in love with them. They can say hello, and it's a standing ovation. So Monique, knock that off. Take that someplace else. Go online. You got millions of people following you. Go to YouTube. Do something else. And then rock out.
That's not her style.
I know it.
It's not her style. Listen, Monique gonna take it to where it needs to be took.
Oh boy.
And we gonna be there. And she gonna bring out the contracts and her husband. And all of this stuff.
Where's the contract? She kept going. The contract.
Like, to me, it's like, girl, was this your first night? Was this y'all first night of this tour or whatever?
Yeah, I think they got a couple of more cities. She's like, I don't. Basically, she's saying she doesn't. Well, she's the headliner, and she doesn't follow nobody. She's the headliner. Really, Monique?
Well, supposedly from what DL said is that, like, are the birds fighting each other? She asked if she could close that night. And he said, like, he declined it because I don't even think he was there yet or whatever the case. I don't know. And so she said, no, you can't close. So he said, no, you can't close. And then, like, supposedly, like, she got upset about it. Like, can you do that? Can you guys ask each other?
Yeah, you
can I do that tonight?
Even on my level, that we go through that a lot. A comedian come and go, yo.
So then by that
there's sometimes like a headliner coming to a show and go, yo, I got to go on. Shawn, you don't mind? I got to go on before you because I got to leave. I got another show to go to.
Yeah, but has a headliner ever said, yeah, you can close out and I'll go before you?
Yes, I've been in that situation plenty of times. I don't care.
Okay,
all right, rock out.
Okay, and if they say no, then what do? You just go back to whatever, right?
Yeah, I just
you either perform or you don't.
No, I go on when I'm supposed to go on, when the promoter tells me to go on, and that's it. But if it's a situation where a headliner goes, yo, I need to go on before you because I have to leave, that's happened to me tons of times. Go ahead, because I understand that we got on this level of stand-up, you got to go run and go to the next job. I get it. They don't have that problem. These people are getting paid $10,000 to $40,000 a weekend.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Monique is probably making just on a low ball $30, $40, $50,000 every time she touches one. Now I'm not mad at that. Get your money. But there's still like, man, put your ego to the side for a minute. Okay, you didn't get a chance to close out the show because you're a closer. So let this guy close out the show. What's the big deal? You might be right, Senny. There might be some ongoing beef. But, man, there's so many different places to take that beef comparison right to the stage before he goes on. All right. Senny.
I thought this is what contracts is for.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Where are your people? Their promoters should be fighting.
Yeah, promoters calling. Famous Ford Theater in Detroit calling. Senny.
Try to keep recording this bird.
We're going to move on. And, guys, welcome to the show. We appreciate you for tuning in. Before we started the show, you know, we have this big window in front of us, and we can see right into the street. And that's how we see the birds are nesting. You know, we have a bird nest here, and we have the little hatchlings and the mother and the fathers here. You know, we've been documenting it. You know, we've been putting it on the group page, right? And I was sitting here watching. We were about to start the show, and Senny J, I see, because you can see the street right here. And Senny J appears and walks right by me, and there's like this black guy walking with him. I mean, they're like in full conversation. Like, I was like, who's this guy? And then they stop, right? And this is, guys, this is while I'm doing the intro. I'm looking at them. I'm looking at Senny, because you can see, if you ever been here,
Thank God somebody was watching.
Yeah, you can see, if you ever been here, we're right here on the street level. You can see, God forbid if a car, you know, jumps on the sidewalk, it's not going to be good. And Senny's talking to some guy. Weird-looking guy, hard in the face, everyday-looking guy. Seemed like he had a members only jacket on. Very weird.
Oh, look, I finally got them feeding. Okay, go ahead.
And
Senny, what were you saying when you
the way the vibe I was getting was like, oh, like almost like you knew this guy, or he was trying to just, you know, chop it up with you, but it seemed to be some type of conversation going on. Then you guys stop right here in front of the window. Guys, I'm watching just in case something goes down. I'm here. I'll run outside. Like, yo, stop. Stop whipping her.
Now you was going to run outside.
Stop whipping her ass. I might get a in that. I might get a in there.
You might get a
I might get a. Leave her alone, nigga. I mean, sorry, neighbor. Leave her alone. You know. Senny, what was that? What was that all about?
Shawn. Okay.
What was that about? What
he was trying to kick it to me.
Oh, well,
okay.
Hold on, but that's understandable. You're a very attractive young lady.
Thank you. But it was the way that it all went down. And this is why women, like...
Women what? We're talking about you. What about women? Women got here.
Because this is something that
Welcome
women
to the show,
go
guys.
through. Okay? So, I was at the bus stop, right? Like I told you. I was waiting for this bus. And the bus came and went. Like, it was supposed to wait for, like, some minutes. And it didn't wait. Like, the bus was gone. So, I lingered around. And then I was like, you know what? Let me just walk. Because literally, the bus is, I don't know, like a 10, 15-minute walk from the studio. But I didn't have the shoes for that. I want to take the bus because it's like a 2-second ride. So I began walking. I'm listening to my music. You know, Shawn got my AirPods in. But I can hear something. Like somebody like loud enough to break through my AirPods. So I'm like, you know, let me keep my head on swivel. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what's about to go down. So I take out my AirPod and I turn and I look back. And it's that guy. And he's like, excuse me, miss. Mind you, I had walked away from the bus stop. There was nobody around me. I was pretty far already. So he was like, excuse me. He's like, you're a very beautiful lady. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. And he's like, I just need to ask you a question. He's Jamaican, so he has a thick accent. He's like, I just need to ask you a question. And I was like, okay, what's going on? And then he was like, oh, whatever, the bus to Easton doesn't come anymore. And I was like, oh no, it comes, but it came, but it went fast. So I'm telling him what happened with the bus. So I'm thinking that's about to be all of the conversation. No, and I was like, but I'm not too far from here, so I'm just going to walk it. But, maybe, the bus will come back around or whatever. Because he seemed like, I was like, do you have an iPhone? Like the Maps app will tell you what the next bus is. Like, I'm trying to help him out because he seemed like he was talking to me about the bus. So I'm like, well, I'm just going right here, so I'm going to walk. So, I hope you know. And then he was like, well, I'm going to walk with you. I don't want to walk with you, sir. I don't know you. He was like, you're just a beautiful lady. And every time I see you sitting down, he's like, you're not smiling. So, so I didn't want to approach you, but, I saw you walking away and I thought this was my opportunity. He was like, you should smile. And then I said, why would I smile if I'm sitting down by myself? I was like, you might think I'm crazy if I was just sitting there smiling and nothing was going on. And he was like, yeah, well, now I'm talking to you and I see that, you're very beautiful and, you're nice. You have a nice smile. So I'm like, okay. So he continues to walk with me and...
Wait, hold on a second, because you're going to put me to sleep. Jesus Christ.
No, and then we get here, but I'm like, why did you feel the need to walk with me? Like, I'm minding my business.
Wait a minute. Are you listening to your own story? So this is a guy who's obviously sees you in the morning.
I guess.
He sees you in the morning. He just said it. He says he see you in the morning. So right there's a non-threat.
And this guy is like 45.
Right. He looked old as hell.
Like, that's my demographic. I don't know. I don't know if I give off old man vibes.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
What?
I give out old man vibes all the time. Now, he's been watching you. Guys, this guy looked more like a Jamaican construction worker. Very hard in the face. Very dark skin. And he was making his move. So he sitting there, he's watching you all this time, and now
he's
this a vulnerable situation.
Yeah,
so
because
he's making his move.
anytime he sees me, he's gonna feel the opportunity to come up and talk to me, and like.
But then maybe
like that's what I hate.
Well, maybe that might be a good thing too. Like you just say, "Hey, how you doing?" and just keep it, just keep it real light.
Yeah, that's my fault. I should have just been like.
But there's no way
I'm
you
all
can't.
Right.
Well, you don't want to shut them down.
Because if you do, who knows? They could start turning crazy. Like, I don't just.
Why you so negative about it? So
I don't like to be rude or short or I guess there's a nice way that I could have said that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could be like, well, I prefer to walk by myself. Like, I guess I could have said something like that, but.
See,
he was
when y'all got right here in front of me, and what was he saying to you? Because y'all had this whole thing going. What was going on with that? What was the conversation? He
said, I would like to, see you again. And I was like, well, are you at the bus stop in the morning? And then he goes, oh, you're one of those women. You're going to make it hard for me. And I'm like, no, I'm just saying, like, I don't really know you. And you want me to give you my phone number. I feel like that's a lot of access for, somebody that I just met. I was like, I'm not in the habit of doing that. No, but I told him about the show and I put him on to the Facebook. He was like, I was like, you don't have Facebook? And he's like, I don't do social media.
I don't
do it. And I'm like, but you have the app because I seen it on his phone when he was trying to get my number. Right. And he was like, but I don't post. I don't like anything. And I'm like, okay, so you know about posting and liking. So you know about Facebook. I was like, let me put my show in there for you. Right. You can see me on there, and you can send me a message if you'd like.
But Senny, it's what it is. Let's be honest before we move on. You're not being honest. internally you're being honest, but you're really not being honest. It's the guy. It's not the situation. If it was another guy and you felt that vibe, of course, then it would go to another level with it.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
This guy was not the guy. This is a guy that's walking in the morning, catching a bus with you, trying to chop it up.
And he chopped it. He sure did. He got 15 minutes of my time chopping it up.
So you can't knock him for being ambitious.
I didn't.
So
I just gave him an alternative form of contacting me.
Right. So shout out to the men out there that, what they say, shooting a shot or trying to, there's men all over the country right now at this time of the morning trying to chop it up with some women that's going to work.
And I said to him, because he was saying, so you want me to smile to make it easier for you to approach me, right? And he was like, well, yeah, I mean, that's why I waited till you walked away, because I figured if you embarrass me, I won't be around anybody. And I was like, and I said to him, I was like, do women do that? Have women embarrassed you when you talk to them? And then he said, well, no, I don't really bother American women. And I said, so then how are you saying that they're going to do that to you if that's never even happened to you?
So this is the conversation that you guys are having.
Yeah, on the walk, because I'm trying to get into the psyche. And I said, I think that it is nerve-wracking for men, definitely to approach a woman. I can see how that is stressful.
It's not stressful for me.
But, but I mean, it can be. So
why
I was like, but I didn't give you that. And I was like, am I the first American woman that you've talked to? I was like, because I'm sorry if that's happened to you.
And where's he from?
He's from Jamaica. Just got his green card in January.
Okay, and he lives out here somewhere.
He lives in Easton.
And he's out here riding the bus.
Yeah, apparently.
Now, Senny, the one good thing about this is
maybe he's trying to save gas.
Well, right. Maybe
because I don't know how you're trying to take me on a date, sir. But go off.
But the one good thing about this, before we move on, is the fact that you always want a regular rotation of men trying to holler at you. You want to keep that.
Yeah, and to be honest,
you don't have to. It doesn't. The caliber of men doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't matter, long as they're hollering at you on a regular basis, especially for a single woman.
Yesterday,
that's a good look. That's a good look for you.
Yesterday, I went out to eat by myself because I was waiting for a friend, and I went to the bathroom. And when I came back out, the guy just said, he was eating by himself too, and he was off to the side, but he was, by the way, going to the bathroom. So when I go to the bathroom, I'm coming back out and the guy goes, I hear him low. He goes, are you married? So I turn around and I go, excuse me? And he said, are you married? Right. And I was like, no, I'm not. I was like, are you married? And he was like, oh, well, I'm getting out of a situation. I said, oh, okay. That's nice. And then he had nothing to say after that. And I was like, well, you have a good day. And then he was like, no, are you from around here? And I'm like, yeah. I gave him a little time until the lady came, but he wasn't really saying anything either. He asked for my number. I gave him my Instagram.
Well, guys, before we get show, now, Senny,
did he write a message? No. What is going on here? These people just out here just trying to collect information, and he was not my type either.
Now, Senny, I want to share this with you.
Actually, when you get hollered at by people that are not attractive to you, it makes you think maybe it's me, because why do you feel like you could talk to me? Well, I stay in my lane.
Senny, on the reverse side, thanks for sharing. We're going to move on from reverse. I did a show last night in South Jersey. The place was unbelievable. It was a black-owned place whose name of the place was Wilson. These were some well-productive neighbors. These were neighbors with some money. Mm-hmm. These were half-retired neighbors or neighbors that were well off. It was in a jazz club. And, it's the type of place, they got a sign out saying, it says, no baggy jeans, I took a picture of it. And it had these instructions before you walked into the club, right? And it's kind of leading what happened with you this morning.
I have another horrible story.
Wait, before you get into horrible story, so it says.
Shout out to Lydia for reminding me.
It says the place is called Wilson's Restaurant and Live Music Lounge, right? Mm-hmm. And then it has a dress code policy, and the sign is right on the door. Not on the door, but like on the wall, like contractors put this sign on the wall.
Okay.
And it says dress code. It says Wilson's is an upscale, grown and sexy adult venue.
Yeah.
That's what it says.
Right.
The following, Senny. No gym shoes, and no is in cap letters.
Right.
No sneakers.
Right.
No Timberland boots.
Right.
This is out in front of the club.
Yeah.
No hoodies. No baseball caps. No baseball hats or skull caps. No T-shirts. No saggy pants. And in capital letters, Senny, dressed to impress.
Now, it's giving racist.
Now,
this is a place you was doing stand-up at?
Yeah, I was doing stand-up at. Yeah, it was a beautiful place. And Senny, and check this out.
They letting you know who they want to go there.
Now, at the end of the show, I'm selling merchandise. You know, I'm doing my thing. You know, the show's great.
You selling T-shirts in the no T-shirt place?
Yeah, that's hilarious. Tons of them, right? And Senny, there's some older women in here, and from 45. I would say from 40 to 60. Single as well, a bunch of them. And Senny, again, and I've shared this story a lot, you know, while I'm out. You know, guys, I like to let y'all know my world when I'm out at night. Started, you know, kind of, you know, flirting with me.
Yeah.
Last night, Senny.
Okay.
And this is well-to-do women, not like the guy that you was talking to from the bus stop. But Senny, I think, before we move on, and thanks for sharing, I know you got one more horrific story. Senny, I think it's the power of the ring, Senny.
Oh, Lord.
I think it's I think women are attracted, not to me, but to the ring. I don't know what that's all about. Ladies, hit me. What's going on?
Shawn, you've had women coming up to you before the ring.
But it's a stronger vibe with the ring, Senny.
It's a stronger
It's
vibe?
very strong. It's a very strong vibe. Of course, I reframe. You know, we always talked about that. I'm straight business. I don't know. But there's a lot going on with that too. So shout out to the folks at Wilson's last night. But boy, the vibes were heavy. I think when men wear wedding rings, I think it's a stronger attraction, CJ. Senny, have you, before you get into your horrific story and take a break, have you seen a man with a wedding ring on and looked at him a little different than a guy without one? That's an attractive man, like myself, CJ?
No. I don't want to look at nobody else's man.
No, but I'm not saying that. I'm just saying,
it doesn't entice me.
Not at all. Have you ever seen a man that's married with a wedding ring and just even a fascination of, wow, you know, there might be an attractiveness because of that piece of metal that's on their finger? Have you ever, like, once, just think about it, Senny. Ladies in the chat room, have you ever just, I mean, let's be honest.
To me, it's actually a disappointment. I'd be like, another one bites the dust.
So you never, not one time, okay, I get you, I hear you, and I believe you. So you never, not one time, saw a man that might have fit your model, but he had a wedding ring on, but it intrigued you. You just didn't shut it down. You just, like, you know,
intrigued me to what?
To maybe want to get closer to the dude, or not say nothing, but just kind of like an attraction.
No.
Okay, I'm just asking the question.
It doesn't. I'm sorry. Ladies, the way it might sway other women. I mean, I can see why it's attractive.
But why would it be attractive to you? Because I want to know. Because these women are running around, running up to me.
No, I can see why. To me, because I love love. I actually like to see couples together and how.
No, that's not true.
I do. When I see couples that are out and they're like, you know, doing stuff, or the guy's like being real sweet to the lady, whatever, I'm like, that is so great. I'm envious of that. I'm like, oh, you know, I wish I could have a guy that do that for me, you know, and I think that it's great. I'm actually happy for them. I love seeing loves, like hearing about how people met, all that type of love stuff. So to me, that, you know, is exciting. So, but however, on the other side, I know that there is a lot of men that that the wedding ring, it don't bother for them. So
What do you mean don't bother for them? What are you saying?
like they will still, you know, go out and do their business with their ring on. So I know, so women know that, and they still feel like obviously he's into marriage. So, you know, that's what they want.
So let me ask you this question.
And, you know,
Welcome to
maybe
the
that's
show.
what they want to do.
Welcome
Maybe they feel like they can get closer and they can get in there. They trying to see if it's a happy marriage.
Yeah, no doubt. So let me ask this question. And guys, I don't know what they're saying in the chat room. Saying, God bless all you guys. Welcome to the show. Saying, have you ever been in a situation where, and I'm asking this ladies in the chat room as well. Cindy, have you ever been in a situation where obviously a married man came over to, like, he had his ring on? And I'm asking this question to all the ladies in the chat room. Have you ever been in a situation, Cindy, where a married man has approached you? He had the ring on. He married as hell. And not kick it, but just a little flirtation, a little maybe talk, hey, what are you drinking? Or maybe go to the dance floor, get a dance on. Cindy, would you dance with a man that's married with a wedding ring on? Now, his wife is nowhere around. He just want to get his dance on. Would you dance with a man that's married? And you know that he's married, but his wife's not there?
Yeah.
Right, of course. So if a man approached you in that way that's a married man, you're okay with a little bit of conversation, maybe a dance, and keep it pushing?
Yeah, depending on what the conversation is.
The conversation is a regular conversation of what's going on. How's the party? What's going on? Have you been here before? Regular conversation in the moment.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, you can get whatever you want out of me, but I'm not doing anything with you. I'm not giving you my number.
Of course.
I'm not trying to entertain doing anything
saying,
extra with you. But if you want to have a conversation about the party, it's great. Great.
And at what point of the conversation is going to be like you're looking at the ring and all that? Because I run into that a lot. I'll talk to a woman, right? Just talking, and then the girlfriend or whatever goes, he's married, right? I get a lot. I get that all the time.
Yeah, you told us they be yelling it out across the street.
They be yelling out across the street. So Cindy, so the ring has never done anything for you as far as an attractiveness or any kind of curiosity. Not no other further advancements, of course. But you've never seen a man with a ring on and it kind of gave you any kind of special feelings?
No.
Okay.
It doesn't.
I'm just asking a question.
It does what it's supposed to do. Make me look the other way. Respect that union. Period.
And what about the women that don't do that? Like, what about the women that
I mean, you just hurting yourself, because he's gonna stay there, and
right.
You ain't gonna get what you want.
Right,
so.
but and even if he tells you that he's staying there, he know all parties know that he's staying there. So why would the women make that advancement?
Right. Unless you don't care.
Okay, cool.
And you just trying to do what you're trying to do.
All right, so what's your horrific story before we go into the show with Lydia? What is it? Before we go.
We were out at a bar and just hanging out, drinking, minding our business.
Hold on. Father's Day, guys, June 19th, Iron Mule, the hilarious hamburger. Tickets on sale now. Let's go. 831 South Delaware Drive, Eastern Pennsylvania.
This guy said he wanted to talk to me. So he's sitting there with his friend, right? So I'm like, okay. Mind you, we're sitting across from the bar. And, so I move over to speak to him, right? And, he's like, do you come here often? Little stuff like that. Supposedly, he never goes there and all this other small talk. Right. He's going to proceed to ask me if I want. He offered me, actually, before I went over there, he asked me, do you want any of these fries? You want some fries? He offered me some fries and he'd already been digging in. No, he said he wasn't married. I didn't see a ring or not in a relationship or whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay. But he had 2 kids, and like one of his kids was like super young. She was like 4 or something like that. So I'm like, okay. And I'm like, no, I'm okay. Eat your fries. We're continue to converse. And he gonna ask me if I want to buy him a drink. I was like, I'm not in the ministry of buying men drinks. I was like, and then he was like, well, you getting company, you wanted to talk. And I'm like, you called me from over there where I was sitting with my friend to come over here so that you can ask me to buy you a drink? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, and I'm open. I moved my whole seat. I'm talking.
Where were you?
I was at a place in Allentown. It's called Eastsider.
Right, so that's the first problem.
I mean, it doesn't matter. It was a decent place. It was nice.
No, that's the first problem. It's probably location is loud.
Regardless of what it is,
why
is that the place? I don't think so. It had different people there. It had outdoor seating.
You like the hood spots. There's nothing wrong with that.
It wasn't a hood spot. So Babylonians go there.
And that doesn't immune them for being hood mentality.
Why don't you go look it up? Why are you just assuming it's a hood place?
Because why would a dude come over to you talk about buy me a drink?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
And why did this man interrupt me from what I was doing to feel like he needs to walk with me and tell me to smile more?
Excuse me. If you was, for example, and I talk about geographic
Go
locations.
ahead. Let's listen to this.
In the spot that I was in last night, this Wilson spot, I wouldn't bet my life on it, but I don't think any quality man that was in that location last night would come over to you, young lady, and say, buy me a drink. There were the men, hear me out, the class of men that was at this location last night would have never came up to you.
How do you know? How do you know that? You don't know till you start talking to these men what kind of class of men they are. And what type of and the class of women that were there obviously want to get with married men. So what type of place were you at?
Okay, let me know when you finish. I tell you why I knew they had money, because the merchandise sales was crazy last night in this place. So they had money, and 90% of the men was purchasing the merchandise. So hold on, I'm answering your question. Now, my whole thing is this. If you're in a location.
Where is the accountability, though?
Where are you?
I'm talking about regular people. Okay, these are regular, everyday people. This is my dating pool because I'm only in proximity to where I'm at.
And that's cool. That makes my point right there.
So why?
You can't venture out.
I shouldn't have to venture out. People should just be decent and have common sense and common courtesy.
They don't have
and
that
I
no
just
more.
gave you 3 different instances in various different places because that's what men love to say. Just go out and smile and be approachable and da-da-da, because there's so many great men out here. So that's what I'm doing. I'm being fine in my everyday life. And I went out to lunch the other day when that man tried to ask me if I was married and he was in a situation. I was in downtown Bethlehem. I was in Easton. I was at Ocean 325. That is a nice place. That is a decent place. Look it up online. So his quality of conversation, he's with somebody still trying to groom me early in the process. Oh, I'm with somebody, but you telling me that because you want me to kick it with you and see if I'll go with that flow.
A lot of men and
so
women.
So come on. And this seemed like a nice guy. He was well dressed, hard in the face, but he seemed like he had a little something going on.
A lot of men and women, unfortunately.
Like, what are you talking about right now?
Excuse me, a lot of men
but
women.
Now it's me. Now it's the places I'm going.
Yeah, well,
so let me add more onto that.
Yeah, but you name.
But I'm
being
approachable. I'm being nice. I'm giving out my social media.
You name.
And I'm over here.
You gave 3 different scenarios 3 different scenarios.
Shawn, please.
And you played the part in all these scenarios. So maybe we have to move locations. Now,
what part did I play besides being approachable and nice?
That was the part you played.
To these low-hanging fruit.
That's what it was. You're just existing. And you might be attractive.
What?
Yeah,
no, just
existing.
say what it is, Shawn. These men out here are trash.
No, they're
say
not.
what it is. Just
they're
hold
not
some
trash.
accountability.
I just said last night.
One is invading my personal space.
I said last night I was in a place. I wish you was
and
with
I bet
me.
they were married.
No,
were there any single men there,
yes,
Shawn?
Yes, there were a few single men.
And how
there.
old were they?
They were in between 45 and 60.
Okay, that's not my demographic.
All right, but hear me out.
So what am I doing? So I couldn't even go to your Wilson spot if I want to hang out with my dad.
What? No, see, there you go. Now you're wrong. See, now
I don't want to date a guy that is 10 to 15 years older than me. I'm 35 years old. I don't want to be with a 50-year-old man.
I understand. I get that. But see, now you're being judgmental. Because
yes, I am.
Because in your
I want to get married. I want to have a full life. You talking about I'm about to die. I want somebody to be with me.
Listen to
I don't want somebody to be with me because I'm about to die.
Excuse me.
I want them to be with me because they have a long life to live and we want to have experiences. We want to do stuff.
Excuse me. In your age range, there are no men out there for you. This is
thank you. The first thing I agree with, you said.
So because of that, maybe you might need to move on to some other age range. That's all I'm saying. You don't have to. You don't have to, but you can't say that there's no men out there. There's no men in your age range, and where the places you going, not to be disrespectful, the places that you're going are quality places, but you're running into the men that you want to talk to. There are no men in that age range that you want to live this long, happy life. You might want to live a long, happy life with a 50-year-old man. He'll probably drop dead. You get another 51-year-old man. It doesn't immune you from living a nice life. But you want that 32-year-old young cat. They don't exist. They're either married, gay, or they out here smashing everything. So you can't sit here and just be judgmental on one age range of men. I do agree. It doesn't matter how old a man is. They still act like a knucklehead. I get that. And that's including me. But what I'm saying is this. The chances of you finding the happiness you want in your life, the chances are just a little better with a man that's a little older. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not saying there's men out here 60, 70 years old that's acting like damn fools out here. I agree. But my whole thing is the likelihood of finding someone, you might have to get out of that hookah range neighbor, that Jordan's range neighbor, and I'm not the hoodie, all that. No disrespect.
That's not what I'm going for. There's a lot of 35-year-olds that are out here doing something.
You just said you don't want no man 45, 60, whatever, because that's not your age range. I'm not feeling that. But you're in this cesspool. You're in this cesspool, this abyss, this crab in a barrel. This endless French fries of neighbors, not bottomless shrimps, bottomless neighbors, but you don't want to change the menu. You don't want to turn the page on the menu. And that doesn't go for you. It goes for all the women in your age range, some of you. From 35 to 40 that don't want to be with a 45 to 50-year-old because they're too old. Breaking news, ladies, there's no men out there. They're not there. The ones from 18 to 35 are smashing. And the ones from 35 to 45 are confused. They're trying to exit out and live in one vagina. The ones from 45 to 60, they're done. There's 10% of them that want a Senny J.
Well, I might just have to move. I might just have to move out from this place.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm going to have to go someplace where the young, thriving men are.
Why don't you come? I got to go back to Wilson's next month.
No, I don't want to go to
See?
Wilson. It probably is an amazing place.
I'm gotta go back to this location.
When are you going back?
I gotta go back next month. They want me back. Cindy, I tore that room up last night.
Okay.
They want me back.
Where is Wilson?
It's about 90 minutes from here.
More West PA?
South. It's past Philly. Back into New Jersey, suburbs of Camden, New Jersey. About 10 miles away from Camden. Do you want to come with me? I mean, let's put a pause. Do you want to come with me? Let's put pause there. Do you want to come with me? Let's pause. That's a pause. Would you like to? Would you? I'm inviting you to come with me to Wilson. Put on your big heels. Put on your nice outfit. And hold on, hear me out. You're not hearing me. And you're not listening. Just like you say to me, I'm giving you an opportunity to venture into a different age demographic.
I'm in that age demographic.
No, you're not. You're from 25
listen.
to 40 right now, and it's not looking good for you.
You want to get me into the
45 to 60-year-old range. Because what's the 35, 40-year-olds doing for you now? You done spent
nothing.
You done spent 7 seasons by yourself. I'm talking to you like a loving dad right now. You done spent, I'm 22 and a half years older than you. You're approaching your 8th season.
Yeah.
Insanity is repeating the same mistakes, expecting different results. I'm saying jump out that comfort zone of belittling men because of the picture that you paint in one age demographic. Get you a 51-year-old.
All of these men that have approached me, they have all been older. The man that approached me at OSHA 325 when he asked me if I was married, he had to be at least 50. Had to be. You seen this man here? He had to be at least 45. Had to be.
Mr.
And
Brown,
the guy that approached me in the restaurant had to be late 40s. I wouldn't give him nothing earlier than 40.
Senny, part of you, before we go into the show, and guys, welcome to the show, guys. Part of you, to me, since, I know you, I love you to death, Senny. And I think we're a great combination. We work good together. You know me, and I know you, and the audience have.
Not them telling me to give it to God.
But Senny, you also, in your young age, you almost got an old soul to you, too. You got a ham hock collard green thing going. I smell ham hocks and collard green and apple pie. Well, not apple pie, because you know what happened when you made that.
It was great.
Cindy, I would understand that.
That is horrible.
That's a compliment. You got a ham hock collard green soul.
That's what I said, and then I was like, maybe it's my hair. Like, it reminds them of like the 70s.
You look like the 70s. You look like you ready to fight the power. You look like you was over there in Tennessee when they killed Martin Luther King. Cindy, maybe it might. It's okay, Cindy. Listen.
Maybe I need a makeover.
Listen to me. Y'all know what it is with me. I'm 19, 20 years older than my wife.
Collard green and ham hock.
Yeah, you get collard green. Yeah, my wife as well. My wife she's 37. She'll be 38, but she got that old kind of soul to her too. Cindy, you might need to just hear me. Just man, you might need to take. I always talk, guys. You know you on me. I always talk about personal inventory. I swear to me, I take it every 6 minutes of the day because I have issues, and you'll know that. Cindy, you need to take personal inventory. That maybe you might be like an older soul. Listen, Cindy, you're approaching 40 years old anyway. And with most women, 40 years old, you're in elderly zone anyway. Cindy, you're 37.
I'm 35.
35, approaching 36.
Calm that down, bro.
You're on your way to the glorious 40s anyway. You'll be 40 in another 3 weeks. So it makes sense to, I think, venture off and just, instead of despising, I think you hate older men. If it's a daddy issue, I don't know. It's none of my business. I think you hate older men because you're mad at the pool that you're dealing with now. And you're projecting that to all men.
I'm not, I don't, it's just that older men usually, they expect certain things that I'm not,
what?
Like.
A quiet night at home?
Yeah, like I'm not.
What is it?
You
what
know, or even talking about I don't do social media. Like, come on. Like, I'm not dealing with that.
If a man loves you,
you need to.
If a man loves you, Senny,
they usually try to stop you from doing stuff.
No.
They like to say you're immature or you just haven't grown yet.
No.
It's true. They
stop.
do.
Knock it off. Now you belittling men's intelligence. If a man loves you, Senny J.
Well, the men I've encountered.
Exactly. Again, back to that pool. If a man loves you, Senny J, he will be willing to change, do different things. He will be willing to compromise. He'd be willing to say, you know what, I really don't do the social media thing, but if this is something that you enjoy, let's rock social media together. They're men like that. They will compromise.
I don't want to rock it. I don't need you to rock it with me. I just want you to know, why I'm in my phone. Like, I do stuff on here.
I think if a man loves you, he would all that would be minor to a man that loves you. Cindy, I say this before we move on.
I don't want to feel like I'm always teaching somebody
something. You ain't got to teach no grown-ass man nothing. You guys only thing you got to do is show him new visions that he hasn't seen before. You ain't got to teach nobody. Cindy, I want you to come. Put a number 1 in the chat room, guys. I'm going to put a pause on come. Put a number 1 in the chat room, guys, if Cindy should come with me back to back to this Club Wilson's last night, where there was just a certain amount of man that was there.
I mean, I'll go. I don't mind going
places. Put a number 1 in the chat room,
guys.
It's
just, I don't know. Maybe it is me, what I'm putting out there.
Put a number 1 in the chat room if you guys think Cindy should come with me to the next event down at this ground. Mr. Brown said in the chat room, put your heels on and show your sexy legs. What about that?
Yeah, I do that, but
he's doing it to the wrong demo.
The people that are approaching me, it's the demo you're talking about. That's what younger guys don't approach me.
Cindy, what they
actually, over the weekend, I did get approached by a younger guy. He was 19 years old and looked like a baby. Me and my sister, we went to Kalahari and we were walking to get back to the water park. So I had on my bathing suit and everything, all it is. And he comes. I thought he was trying to kick it to my sister. Y'all know Maya. She be in the chat room sometimes. She just turned 29. But Maya, she looked like a little kid. So I thought he was trying to, kick it to her. And then he was like, I'm just saying, miss, you're really beautiful. And he kept calling me miss, right? So I'm like, okay. And he was like, you having a good day today? And I'm like, yeah, I'm having a great day. And he was like, yeah, so, I was just trying to see, if I could talk to you for a little bit. And I was like, okay. And I was like, how old are you? Because he literally, his face, he looked like a baby.
Right, of course. Well, that's a compliment.
He was like, I'm 19. Said it with his chest.
Yeah, no doubt. And at 19, he's ready to smash. That's what that is.
But I think he was lying about that because he could tell I was asking him his age because I'm way older than you. Bro, I got gray hairs. And he was like, and so I'm like, how old are you? And he was like, I'm 19. And I was like, oh. And he was like, how old are you? I was like, I'm old enough to be your mother. I was like, but have a good day. I was so nice meeting you. And I walked away. And then, I see him later, with my sister. He was laughing.
Cindy, are they giving 1s or 2s in the chat room that you should come with me to this particular location? They're not saying anything?
Marlene said 1. There's some 1s. There's 1s
there you go.
in there.
There you go.
Oh, thanks, Mr. Brown. Talk about my legs.
There you go.
Yeah.
So what did they say?
Danielle said, girl, date the old papas. Get the pension. They way out anyway.
Well, there you go. Cindy, I think that.
Vanetta said she would have been like, what, you trying to get breastfed? I'm going to use that. Because the guys that sometimes do come up to me, they're too young.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
for the
they're
young
like
guys, yeah.
22,
yeah, of course,
23.
Of course. Well,
and
you can't knock them for that. I did that when I was a teenager in my early 20s.
Right.
I was, whatever. All right, so.
But some young guys are really like mature. They are. Like I met a 25-year-old. He had all his stuff together. I was like, oh, you too much for me. But I don't know. I guess it'll all come together. But I did notice that. I was like, a lot of guys have been approaching me lately. I don't know if it's because it's summertime or whatever, but I like it. I like talking to people anyway. So I'm gonna talk to you. It's a way to get the show out too. Bring some more men in here. But
Senny, are you? Senny, are you?
I feel like I'm doing all the right things, and it's just not the right one.
No, you're not doing the right things.
I am.
No, you're not. Senny,
I'm not being closed off. I'm doing all the things men say they want women to do.
No, Senny, first of all, if a single man, again, we said this before.
Living my life.
Hear me out.
Not even looking for it.
Hear me out. I say this all the time, and the folks who's the regular listeners, they know what I'm about.
I've been alone so long that I don't know how to be with anyone.
Senny, if a single man was listening to this show right now, and listening to, you go, hear me out. Hearing you go off, he's like, I think I'm gonna bail out.
Hearing me go off.
I want to hear. I want Shawn to make me laugh. So I think, Senny, with your half of you have that ham, hot, collard green soul thing going. I think maybe it might be until whenever you get into the dating pool. I know you said you're happy by yourself. Are you really happy by yourself? But my whole thing is this.
Especially those days when I don't feel like doing nothing. And I'm like, I don't got to look good for nobody. I don't got to go nowhere. I could just lay here.
Senny, I think that, are you open to coming to Harvey's house and venture out with me to see some of the quality men that are out there? Are you open to that before we get into the news?
Yeah, I'm always open.
So you want to rock out and come with me down there to this place?
Let's go, Shawn.
You sure?
Yeah, we're going to have a great time. I love seeing you perform. Are you performing or are you hosting?
Yes, I'm performing.
Thank God.
But, Senny, are you open to hanging out with me that night?
Of course I'll come with you, Shawn.
Pause. Don't come with me.
Tanya can come, too.
Oh, yeah. I know she can. Shout out to my wife. A lot of coming going on. All right. Senny, let's get into Senny.
I'm going to Wilson's, y'all.
All right.
Meet me there if you're an eligible bachelor looking for some fun.
Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness. All right, Senny, let's get it. Let's take a quick.
She's bringing more food. She really jams it down their neck. I would imagine that would hurt the way they feed baby birds. I'm going to try and get it on video, y'all. She's very violently shoving these worms in these birds' mouth. I think she's over it because they big as hell already. Y'all are going to see a picture today. I think this mama bird is over it.
Oh, yeah, it's time for those birds to lead the nest because these birds they're getting huge. Senny, are you documenting the birds and all you doing all that?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it up today.
All right, Senny, I tell you what. Let's just take DJ Night here. Let's take a quick 10-second break. We'll be right back.
Big shout to my son, Big Homie Hill. I see you.
All right, we are back 7 minutes after the hour, Throwback Thursday, June the 2nd. Welcome to Shawn Harvey Morning Show. Wake Up Team. That's what Senny J, only place on earth where you get your morning start right. Senny, before we get into news, what did they say in the chat room?
It was a conversation between Danielle Williams and The Godfather and Shamika Love. Danielle talking about, Danielle had the comment, date the old papas, get the pension, they out their way. The Godfather of Solar said, don't mess with me, I'm broke and old. Shamika said, not broke and old. And the Godfather said, I'm on a budget and disability.
See, thank you, Godfather.
The Godfather, I don't even believe you. All them hats you got,
Right,
stop.
You got too many hats, bro. But see, here's the flip side of that before we go on with the rest of the show. And guys, I hope you're enjoying the show this morning. Don't forget the Iron Mill Father's Day Comedy Jam, and also we have the Shawn Harvey Bowling Charity along with Pretty Confidence. That's on June the 26th on Sunday at the Bar Dun Lane, 3700 Nickel Street, Eastern Pennsylvania. Doors open up at 12. We start bowling at 1 and we go to 4 p.m.
And shout out to Anaka Mayers. Are you a new listener? And sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Let me know. She said, if you feel you are not getting the men you deserve and want, then sometimes you have to change your look up a little and to attract a new type of man.
Whoa.
That is a very good suggestion. I should do that.
That's what I've been saying in a whole different way.
Yes, I haven't really been doing a lot. I haven't necessarily been looking because I know there's certain things you need to do to attract men. You got to kind of treat it like a job. I haven't been doing anything. This is just what I've been noticing in my everyday life.
So
with the men that have been approaching me, I'm gonna start putting a little bit more effort.
All right, Senny, I want to say this.
Summer.
I want to say this. I know we are joking, and some of you guys are really not joking. I want to share direct my comment to all you women, especially Danielle Williams. Shout out to my sister in the chat room. All you women, boy, y'all got jokes. Ha ha, he he, kiki kaka. Boy, y'all, yeah, they're going out with their pensions anyway, which is true. See, but here's the flip side of that. A lot of you women are turned off, or maybe it's a tough decision to date an older man. But on the flip side of that, your punk ass ladies, I see punk ass, I say all you ladies in there, you might get sick. Hear me out.
What women are getting sick? Show me a woman getting sick.
Hear me out.
Show me a woman getting sick.
Hear me out. A lot of you women criticize us older cats because you young. But there are times that you are sick, and the men, we take care of you because we're in that space. You think a 25, 30-year-old, 40-year-old dude care about you when you sick? They out there because when you sick, it gives them time to go smash something else. But you always say, and all of you say, yeah, but he old and he gonna die, or we gotta take care of him. No, half the time we gotta take care of you. Because don't get it twisted, between women between the age of 35 and 50, you're sick too. Okay.
Barely.
Okay.
Barely.
And not only are you sick physically, you're sick mentally. So we got to take care of you sometimes. But check it out. If you were an older man that's truly blessed and established in his life and has some type of normalcy and sanity, when you fall sick, that man's going to have more compassion for your illness and be there for your recovery, comparison to that cesspool that Senny talking about, that Senny thrives in. Watch what you say, ladies, because you could get sick too. You can sit down there and you could sprain your ankle. And now you're laying up with a sprained ankle and you can't do nothing for yourself for a few days, and that 50-year-old man is taking care of your punk ass. But we got to be old and we're done. I totally disagree.
He protecting his investment for when he gets sick. He trying to make sure you make it.
So there's a lot of times there's health issues with you younger women that are dating older men. But the older man, he's there for you.
Nah, I'm good, fam.
You think that 39 to 43-year-old guy that's driving that late model Suburban, that he has his place and you have yours, and you're in a relationship with each other and you get sick, yeah, he gonna come through. He gonna check on you. But trust me, he's in those DMs and he's liking inappropriate pictures on social media. That 52-year-old that's just minding his business.
With the Jesus sandals?
No, he got his swaggers up. His swagger's up. You're not going to do that to my guys. You're not going to do that. I'm talking about the ones with the swag up, like Harvey.
Okay.
We're going to check on you. We're going to make sure you good. Matter of fact, we'll probably be living with you. So don't sit here, ladies.
You stay riding for these men.
Don't sit here, ladies, and it's just a foregone conclusion that we're done pinching and we're out of here. Because you know what? Your punk ass might be out of here.
Shawn.
Right?
Please.
So don't take it for granted.
Yeah, if I get Lyme disease.
Listen, ladies.
If I get stuck by a tick, maybe.
Ladies,
I'm healthy as hell.
Ladies, the monkeypox is out now. They got the monkeypox for your ass. You better get a 55-year-old to take care of you when that pox hits your ass.
What? You reaching now.
But we old.
I'm just saying.
We old. Danielle Williams said, that's all right, rock with him, that pinching, and he's out of here. Which I do agree. Hold on. I agree with her, but there's a flip side to that. Everybody, Danielle's on the
I don't
phone.
feel like rubbing liniment on your knees. What's the flip side?
Danielle, God forbid you fall and sprain. God forbid you fall and sprain your ankle and you're done.
I'm a G and I'm gonna be all right.
Oh, see, there you go.
I'm gonna be all right.
You're gonna be all right. But what if you're a man of a certain age?
Here's the thing. Like Senny, I have dated people that was 10 years my senior. And I really believe that sometimes people like to get a reaction out of you so that they can see how they move with you. And I don't give reactions to the BS, right? It don't matter young or old. It don't matter. It just depends on the person. So I do agree. Senny, go ahead with Shawn to the spot down there. And, check those guys out too. But, make yourself fluid and around to go to different places. But, don't be settling for no hard-faced, shabba-rank looking neighbor at all. And nobody with no tarnished ring on a funky A finger at all. And do you.
Right. You're right, Danielle.
But I still, listen,
I will.
And stop screaming, Shawn, because you are a man of a certain age, and I don't want you to pass out in the studio. Calm down.
Cindy, if I fall out in the studio from screaming, are you gonna help me out?
Yeah, I'll give you CPR.
You gonna do that? Are you qualified to give me CPR?
I mean, I need to be recertified, but I think I got it.
Do you think we need a defibrillator in here?
No, you're not supposed to.
I mean, for you, not for me.
Like that, I get nervous.
Now, hold on, Danielle. I like the way you're just so
Did she just pump her hand? Did she just pump her hand like she pumping the chest?
Yeah, she sure did.
Get out of here, guys. Get right.
You ladies are so cavalier with your attitude about us older men and the pensions and how we gonna get sick and die anyway, which I totally.
First of all, that's just jokes.
No, it's not.
I mean,
it's not jokes. It's not jokes. It's not jokes. She proves that.
I'm a woman of a certain age. I got my own money, my own pension. It sit there and ask me to rub liniment, and you don't take care of me either. And I mean what I said. And what about it?
Oh my God.
Men are dying quicker than women, so it's just a fact, Shawn.
I know women live longer than men. I'm not saying. Hold on, wait a minute. Women
taking care of themselves. You coming to me with ailments? I'm trying to improve. You coming to me with living room furniture missing in your mouth. You coming to me with bad feet. You coming to me with them knees crackling like pork skins. Get out of here. Handle your business, sir. I'm handling mine too.
So are you? So again, you're again. It's all jokes.
Looking crazy.
See.
Coming in your last days looking crazy.
See.
Damn right. Let's keep the patience, sir. Come on.
See. There you go.
Let's
See.
get you some cute shoes,
She proves my point. She proves my point. It's all jokes. It's all funny.
Come on, Pop.
She proved my point.
What about it?
She proved my point.
I wish I could see what
She proves my point. She proves my point. This is
Sean,
we're labeled.
There's not a lot of guys walking around like you, okay, with the young swag.
Young women are labeled too, right? Young women
True,
are labeled too.
True, but
that's what you was geared for.
Yeah,
that's what you went after, right?
I told,
right?
Yeah, I agree with you.
They're labeled too.
Yeah, but you guys go right to that label. I said I'm just saying.
Y'all men don't. Y'all looking for a young lady, something in Burbank,
Yep. They ain't dating their age. You ain't dating out here dating no 55-year-old woman, ain't no 60-year-old woman.
I've dated women my age. I've dated.
What women have you dated your age? When you were 30 and you were dating other 30-year-old women? When you were 40 and dating other 40-year-old women?
I've dated women my age.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. But again,
as you settle down in the young age you are, Sean, you said, I don't want nobody my age. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go over here to Pamela Anderson. That's
right.
You don't went over there.
I guess dating women your age.
You didn't go over here to the Claire Huxtable. You went over here to the Pamela Anderson.
Well, Pamela Anderson, I don't know where that came from.
That's what you.
Younger versus older. That's what I'm saying. Younger versus older. You didn't say I'm in my 50s and I want to settle with somebody in my 50s
but I still dated.
You want the charo. You want the charo.
And check this out.
You want the younger.
Right. And check this out. Yes, my wife is 19 years older than me. I mean, younger than me. Right. But guess what? In our relationship, Danielle, this woman has been sick. Oh, hear me out. Hold on, Danielle. I gotta go to the what? Wait.
No, I don't want you to go to the void. I don't want you to.
I don't know what these women are talking about.
I don't want this to be the last call.
I have taken care of my wife when she was sick, and she's 19 years older than me. Younger than me.
Please.
Danielle, I'm back.
Okay. All right.
I'm back.
We are not talking about a stuffy nose. We talking about a permanent ailment, health problem issue.
My wife Danielle has
not a 2-day cold.
Times that I've been in a relationship with this woman, she's been laid up in the bed, and I've been taking care of her for days. And she's 19 years younger than me.
It's not the same.
I've lived this. You guys are not gonna sit here and tell me that you younger women don't get sick.
And the hours in a hospital that was full of COVID too. Wasn't she? She was.
Oh my God.
That's right.
You young ladies are not gonna sit here and tell me that just because you're young, you're immune to being sick, and that an older man can't take care of you.
That's not what I'm saying.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you people? Just because you young, you're not immune to it, and if you get sick, you don't think that your beloved man that's 20 years or 10 years or 15 years older than you gonna take care of you if he loves you? You're gonna still be young again, but we taking care of you. But you discard that. You're right, Danielle. We do label. There's all labels in all situations with men and women. I agree with you.
Yeah.
But you guys are not gonna sit here. You're right, Senny. I'm taking up for the men. You guys are not going to sit here and discard us by your pension, and they're going to die anyway, and we don't want to take care of them in the wheelchair. No, your punk ass, not you, Danielle, your punk ass can fall on the ground and break your big toe. Who going to take care of you?
Oh, please.
Cindy, you know how hard it is to walk with a broken big toe?
We around, and we going to be fly as F. You hear me? I'm going to wheel them around. And if you with me in a wheelchair, you're going to be fly. You're going to be fresh to death anyway.
We going to take care of ourselves like we've been doing.
We're going right on to the bank. And we're going right on to the bank.
Most men, they need a woman in their life because living by themselves or doing anything by themselves is just too much of a hassle.
That's true. I agree with you.
Yeah.
So women will be fine.
But don't sit there and tell me if you 20 years younger or 15 years younger than your man or your husband that you can't be immune to getting sick, and that your older husband or boyfriend, whatever, can take care of you. Exactly. So then why throw out that narrative? Then why throw out that narrative that?
But don't come to me, beat the F up.
Oh,
and
well,
I'm
yeah.
supposed to take care of you.
I get it.
Don't feed me the. You coming to me. You got one leg dangling and it's sliding across the floor. Don't come to me with that.
Most men don't go to the doctor. They have issues. Period. They don't.
They're just learning to do certain things. They don't go to the doctor.
Boy, it's just one thing after another.
So on the outside, you look real fly, but inside, you got high blood pressure, 200 over 180. Get out of here. I ain't got time for that.
Boy, you just.
Die on your own time. Don't die on mine.
I guess what I'm saying is going in the deaf ears, boy. You guys are just coming up with every scenario and every situation
it's just
to
what we
shoot
see.
down
it's
these men.
They having strokes out of nowhere, heart attacks.
Wow. So
whoa, bro! I didn't even know that was gonna happen.
So
look what happened to y'all beloved Kevin Samuels. Look what happened to him. Look what happened to him. Trying to keep up with a younger woman had a heart attack.
That could happen to a 35-year-old woman too.
And he looked. Show it to me. Show it to me. And it's probably from drug use. It's probably from drug use. I had never seen a 35-year-old woman having heart attacks and dying at the rate that I see 50-year-old men stroking out.
Go online.
And eyes twitching.
Go online and see how many.
You go online. You can find anything. You go online. You can find anything, bro. I'm saying what I'm seeing. Real time.
Danielle, God bless you.
God bless y'all. I love y'all. I'll see y'all soon.
And Danielle, I hope you never sprain your ankle.
You probably do, but whatever.
No, I don't. I don't. And if you do sprain your ankle, I hope there's an older man there that's going to show you love and take care of you. That's 15 years older than you.
I love me a good Scotty from the Whispers. I love me a good Scotty.
Right. See if you got a brother while you at it, girl.
Come on, Senny. Let's give Danielle a round.
Yes, Danielle. I appreciate you for calling. Oh.
Love you guys.
Thank you so much. Okay, there you go. Point, counterpoint. Danielle always, bringing the noise when she calls in, so it's a good look. Senny, let's go with what's going on. What time is it? Jesus Christ.
It's late, and I appreciate everybody in the comments.
What are they saying?
Give me my little dating advice and what they need to do.
Oh, wow.
So I appreciate you guys.
Sad when you got people in the chat room giving you dating advice.
No, it is. I do. I take all types. I like hearing from men. I do. That's why I like to talk to them, seeing what their experiences are with women, what they want out of women. I like hearing that stuff because it gives me an insight. That's the only way, because you do say I am very hard on men. And you know what, Shawn? I am. And I want to start knowing what their experiences are, because I always tell y'all, when I saw Paternity Court, that's when I started realizing how shiesty these women are out here. Women are real shiesty, real sneaky, real crazy.
To you,
so
women don't have any responsibility.
But no, because you know what? It was my perception, because all the women that are around me, like, we A1, like, we would never do that. We about business. We about doing what we need to do, leveling up, being in successful, happy homes, letting go of baggage. So that is not my reality. So I judge things a lot based off of my reality, because I'm like, that cannot happen, because my girls would never, or the women in my family would never.
Yeah, but
so when you go out and start seeing, and that's why I asked that guy, well, are women being rude to you when you approach them?
Shinny,
and he gonna say no. He don't even be approaching them, because I want to know, is it just me, or is that y'all are experiencing these vicious women out here as well?
Shinny,
because that's shocking to me. Shocking. Because there's so many accomplished women, so many women out here that want to find love. So many women that smile and are open, that would help people. And I just can't imagine that they're not coming into contact with these women. So I like to hear from men. I want to hear their stories.
Shinny, do you listen to anything that I say? You've been sitting here with me for years. As a man, I've been sharing.
Yeah, but you're different. You're different. You're different. First of all,
Senny,
Shawn,
I've
and I
been
always praise you
sharing-
for this.
I've been-
You are now that could have been the years, before you were running through
Senny, I
them,
share-
but you have evolved. You're a
Senny.
different type of man,
Senny.
and I respect that from you.
But
I
Senny,
wish you would talk to these younger men
but
out
Senny,
here
I
and show them
share-
how to treat a lady. You
I share
don't
my
share a lot of, but your
I
experiences with
share.
women.
I share.
What do you share?
Here.
What do you share?
I share my experience, strength, and hope about relationships with women.
No,
that
you
I've
don't,
been
because
through, that I've been through.
but
for you
your-
to listen to
your
as
rel-
a man.
Yeah,
You
but
say
yours
you don't
is
listen,
different.
listen to men.
Because you
I'm
start
sitting
off
here-
with all your stories about how you ran through women.
Because I have to start at that point to get to the end.
No, but yes, the ending is what we want.
I can't leave that part out of it.
Yes, Shawn, but that just reinforces what women are going through out here, that y'all men don't want to do nothing
man.
until you're older and ready to settle down. The reason
man.
why you stop doing all that is because you're
Well,
looking
because
at
of what?
you're looking toward your ending.
That's right.
And that's-
I just didn't fall in love with somebody. I did this
I
because
mean,
I'm gonna die.
yes, but it's
Am
important.
I-
But
am I-
it
did I
was
do this because I'm gonna
it
die?
was important to you to have that type. You had intention behind it. That's what I'm saying. You have intention for what you're doing. There is a lot of men who don't have any intention for women except for sex. When they know that a lot of single women have the desire to be married and have a family, and they play on that. They play on that, like,
Not
oh yeah,
all
let me
men-
date.
not all
You're right,
men
not
are
a
like
lot, not
that.
all men, but most men that are
No,
out here dating,
In your-
that is what they want.
And a lot of them are in your age range.
Because there is a lot of women that have the same stories all over the world. And it's not until they find a man who's usually older,
it's just-
who's done all that
I'm
doesn't
sad.
mind settling down. That is the
Everybody-
reality. And if you talk to a lot of single women and what they're going through, besides just regurgitating to them, love yourself and smile more and be approachable, because that's what men like to say, or change your thinking. Okay, I'm doing all of that. That's why I'm making myself available to you. Is because I have changed my thinking
sad.
and I'm being open to any type of man and what you're saying, because I need to be open, right? Because you never know what you're gonna get. Life is like a box of chocolates. And the chocolates I keep getting
I'm sad.
are the same ones, the ones I don't want to finish eating.
All right, let's get to the news. And I'm just going to say this. I'm very sad right now.
You should be sad.
I'm very sad. Cindy,
You
get to
should
this.
be.
I'm sad, and I'll tell you why. I'm very sad. I might cry. I've cried on this show plenty of times.
Please cry. Cry for me. Cry a river.
I'm crying because there's no one listening. There's no one hearing me. Welcome to Harvey's house. You have a man sitting here no more less than 3 feet away from you with a tremendous amount of wisdom from my past experiences in my life. And everybody, I just want to announce that I'm very sad that Senny J has not listened.
But Shawn, your
Senny J has not-
advice is
Senny J-
for other men. How would
Senny-
what you have to
Senny-
say about
Senny-
women have anything to do
Senny,
with me?
I want to say, everybody.
The stories that you share don't have any, don't
wanna
help.
say
You
this.
told me
It
that I
don't
need
help.
to.
Okay.
You're-
I like to say
Because what
that-
stories do you share? You share about how you
I
ran
said-
through women and how now
I'm
you're
very-
reformed. How does that help me with what you're saying?
My stories.
I should wait for
and
a
when I
guy to
go-
run through me and
No,
then
I'm not
get with an
saying that.
older
No,
guy
I've
who's
had-
ready to settle
nope,
down.
I had some suggestions.
What was your
for women.
suggestion?
No, I'm not gonna tell you not because
Your
you're not listening. You're not
your
listening.
suggestion-
You never listen to what
Your
I say.
suggestion is change my thinking. You
know-
think that
you
men
know-
are
you're
negative,
not- and
that's
the sad-
why you get
and the
negative
sad
men.
part- and the sad part
That's what
about,
you say.
The sad part about this whole situation is I listen to everything that you say.
But
And
do
you
you-
don't listen to nothing. You've
Sean,
been sitting
I
here,
listen
you
to
don't-
what you
can't-
say.
I've shared a wealth of information on both sides
Like
of the
what?
perspective
Like
for
what?
men and women, and
Like
for you
what?
to sit there and say
Give
to
me
me,
one.
like what?
Give
is
me
very,
one.
Very disappointing to me.
Give me one
Let's continue on.
you've given
No,
advice for
no.
me.
Just listen for
Give
the
me
next.
one.
Just listen for the next couple of years.
It's not
Just listen-
anything viable, Sean.
just
You
listen-
say all these
listen
things that
to the
I
next
can't do. You say I need to get international. You want me to go? Listen, I'll go live across seas for 6 months. You want me to go do that? Get out of your zone. I'll leave here. I can leave Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and go live someplace else. But you know what? The ladies over there where I'm moving to, they're not. Somebody told me maybe you should go down south, find yourself a good Southern man. They want to get married. They be wanting to do stuff and things like that.
Everyone.
So maybe that's what I need to do. Because out of
Senny,
all the years, that's the only thing you've told me. You need to get out of here.
Before we get into the news, I want to say, guys. I'm very sad. Hold on, Senny, get your news together. Let me just.
My news is together.
Let me get through my feelings.
Oh, please.
Hold on, Senny. Let me do my thing. Because this is how I feel in the inside. How this woman that I look at as a daughter has never heard a word. You guys that's listening out there, you hear me. You accept me. You accept my character defects and what I share honestly on the show. And the one person that sit here more than all the others. Give me a moment, guys. Just please give me a moment. Give me a moment. Could y'all guys put the prayer emojis in for Harvey? I need prayer emojis right now because I am feeling something. Hold on, Senny. I'm not done yet. I'm almost finished. This is how I cry when I got my child support and settlement. Hold on, Senny. I'm almost done. Okay.
Michael Grassi, to address your comment, I'm not.
Senny, we doing
this? Yeah, we are. I just want to address his comment.
All right.
Because I'm sure it's what a lot of people have to say.
What is it?
He said, Senny, you have a great deal of passion about so many things, but most men, don't want to debate and or argue about everything that you may disagree with. If you know me as a person.
I don't know you.
Okay. I have to argue with Shawn because we have a show to do and we have to talk here for 2 hours. So with certain things that he says, I'm going to give you pushback on because then if I agreed with everything he said, then this show would be 15 minutes and y'all could go on about your business. So that is why most of the time, most people see me in this argumentative type of thing because we're, having a conversation. But most times when I'm getting to know a guy, when I'm with them, I'm not arguing with them. I'm talking with them. That's why I'm explaining it because, that's our conversation. But I don't do that. And when I was in a relationship that was committed, we were together for 9 years. It wasn't violent. It wasn't a problem. We would have still, maybe. Well, he cheated on me before he went in. But I feel like, I don't do that. And especially when I'm first meeting you. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I don't think that's a problem for me. And,
Senny.
That's what I have to say about that. Anyways, let me give you guys the news.
Senny,
okay, because my story ain't different from all these women out here that are going through different things.
That's the crying woman.
I don't have a crying. Look, I don't have a problem with anything. I've accepted that I'm going to be
Senny, that's you on Valentine's Day.
Single for. I don't cry on Valentine's Day, honey.
Senny,
I go out.
Senny, that's you on Christmas.
No, it's not. It's not me on Christmas either. Senny, I'm fine with it.
Senny J.
Because
that's you on your birthday.
I'm happy knowing that I'm not out here getting cheated on. I'm not here having to lie to nobody or doing anything.
That's you when your girlfriend's posted.
No, and that's the common misconception too, that women are out here sad. I'm not sad that I don't have anybody because I'd rather be with somebody that wants to be with me.
Senny.
What?
That was you at the bus stop this morning. Yeah, what you got?
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Are you done? Mm-hmm. Are you going to turn off your crying noise now so I can read my story in peace? Everybody is congratulating Johnny Depp as he has won his defamation suit against Amber Heard. And well, it was kind of like it was, I guess, a double win, but Johnny Depp got more. It was Amber Heard was found liable for defaming Johnny Depp, and this all started from an op-ed piece that she wrote for the Washington Post. And Depp was found liable for a statement his attorney made to the Daily Mail, calling her claims a hoax. A jury decided yesterday. Jurors awarded Depp a total of $15 million in damages and awarded Heard $2 million in damages. While the jury found Depp should receive $10 million in compensatory damages and $5 million in punitive damages, the judge said state law caps punitive damages at $350,000, meaning Depp's award actually would total $10.35 million. In a statement posted on Twitter and Instagram, Heard said, "The disappointment I feel today is beyond words." Depp said in a statement posted to Instagram, "The jury gave me my life back." The verdict marked the end of a dramatic trial in the civil suit that laid bare the troubled marriage between the stars. Depp sued Heard in Fairfax County Circuit Court in Virginia for $50 million for the 2018 piece that she wrote describing herself as a public figure representing domestic abuse. His lawyers say he was defamed by the article even though it never mentioned his name. So, yeah. And then, Amber Heard, I'm sure, she's going to find some way to not pay this or whatever the case is. But I guess I'm just glad it's over.
Well, shout out to the men. This was a victory for you.
Word.
Shout out. And ladies, before you start assassinating somebody's character, you might want to check yourself. Johnny Depp, you are our hero, my friend. You didn't lay down for the nonsense, for the effery. Your ex-wife tried to because for whatever reason. What happened? Why did they break up?
Because she's crazy.
Right. So
or he's crazy.
So you're both crazy. He's a crazy man and you're a crazy bitch. And you wanted to bring Johnny Depp down. And it backfired on you. And now you got to pay how much? What's the settlement for? How much?
It's $15 million.
And how much is she worth?
She's worth $2.5 million.
So you worth $2.5 million.
That's net worth. I don't know what she got liquid.
Right. So you got about 100,000. You got 100,000. And now you owe him $15 million. Because you tried to assassinate his character. And with a domestic violence piece. Did you call the police on him if you had a fight? Was this a timeline history of domestic violence? No. And I'm not minimizing domestic violence because there are people who are victims of domestic violence that don't report it. But in this case, you should have reported all the domestic violence charges because you wrote this op-ed piece destroying this man's whole character, his livelihood, and everything. And you lost. I want my $15 million immediately. They probably give her a payment plan. Everybody was watching this trial, because it's very bizarre because you have, it was almost like watching a TV, right, Senny? Like a
right.
Netflix. It was because Johnny Depp, who's an accomplished actor, he is such a great actor that you don't even know who's the real Johnny Depp anymore.
I'm weak.
You don't know. Was that Johnny Depp in the courtroom this whole time? I don't even know. But guess what? He won.
He wasn't even in court when they read the verdict. He wasn't even there.
Because he already knew what it was.
His lawyers was like, "We got you, fam."
That's right. He went back. He went back to the Galapagos Islands.
He was like, "I'm done with this."
He's an American that moved to Europe. He's in Saint-Tropez. Good for you. What's her name?
Amber Heard.
Amber Heard, good for you. Come out your pocket. You played yourself.
And she lost her role. I guess she was in Aquaman. I never seen that movie. But she was set to be in the second Aquaman, and there was actually a petition that reached 2.5 million signatures for her to, or I think it reached 3 million signatures for her to not appear in the Aquaman movie, the second one. And the studio production company actually said that they're not going to be casting her, but not because of the petition, because of some other scheduling.
Well, that means they're not casting her because of the petition.
Right. They said it was never set in stone that she was going to play in the second movie anyway. So
Amber Heard, who's a disgruntled Babylonian, a Nordic, to the highest degree, a Scandinavian, you felt the wrath of the U.S. court system yesterday, honey. Boy, it came in real time. Everybody's phone was buzzing that Mr. Depp was found not guilty. And now look, you don't jeopardize your workplace, because who going to trust you at work? Because you might want to take that pen or go on that laptop and stop typing because you can't shut up. You're making up stories. Who wants to work around you? You the type of woman that brings down the Me Too movement.
Yeah, because she want to say, oh, if the jury sides against me, then it's going to be a step back for all women abuse survivors. Ma'am, you were abusing him as well.
You was knocking him up beside the head, and he played it the right way. Took you to court. He sued you.
You threw a bottle at him and severed the top of his finger off.
Exactly. What you want to do? That must be some great vagina, man. Jesus Christ. If a woman throw a bottle at you and sever your finger, that vagina got to be unbelievable.
Ma'am, like, you were violent as hell, pooping in the bed, all types of stuff, girl. And that's why the judge said, look, it was both of y'all. It was both of y'all. And that's what they said. That's what the psychologist said. They were both toxic to each other. So for you to even write an op-ed piece, knowing that you're talking about that.
Who published this op-ed?
Washington Post.
Damn, and that's see,
Jeff Bezos owned that thing.
You would have been better throwing that thing on social media, because 35% of it isn't real anyway. The Washington Post is one of the most high-rated newspapers, pristine newspapers in the country. The Washington Post, L.A. Times, New York Times, like
Wall Street Journal.
You can't, like, if they place your story in the paper, it's real, and that was all the evidence against you, dummy.
Yeah, but my thing is, why did you even write it?
In a third world magazine online, maybe you've been okay with this.
But why did you write it in the first place, knowing all the stuff that you did? What prompted you to write this, girl? Nobody asked for your opinion on anything.
You know how some women are. They want to bring these men down, boy. They want to bring them down. Want to bring them down to their knees. Want to chop their knees down.
You ain't never lied.
Most of the women are like that. Chop them down. But Johnny, salute to you, brother. Get your money. And Amber Heard, no more working for you. You're done.
Yeah, I don't know what you're about to do, Amber.
You're not even Aquawoman no more. What are you out of your mind? You know how many women want that job?
Yeah.
You're done. You know how many 5'7" to 5'11" Babylonian actresses that are out there that's going to take that job? You crazy as hell.
That's I never even seen it. Have you ever seen Aquaman? Is it a good movie? Nah,
I saw Aquaman back in the day, the real Aquaman, not this guy.
Not the Jason Momoa? Ooh,
nah, he looks weird. He's got a big freaking face.
What? Like he has a big body. What do you mean he has a big face?
Like it seemed like he suffers from the Andre the Giant disease, like big man, Bigfoot disease. Like he
can bring that big old self over here.
Nah, that's single a man. Too. That's I don't know.
That's a real man.
That ain't no real man.
What?
What else?
I'm weak. No more Elvis-themed weddings anymore. The licensing company tells Las Vegas chapels of love that use Elvis Presley's likeness could find themselves becoming heartbreak hotels. Who wrote this? NBC. The licensing company that controls the name and image of the King is ordering Sin City Chapel operators to stop using Elvis in themed ceremonies. The Las Vegas Review-Journal said Authentic Brands Group sent cease and desist letters in early May to multiple chapels, which are expected to be compliant by now. With Elvis so closely tied to Vegas's wedding industry, some say the move could decimate their business. We are a family-run business, and now we're hanging with the big dogs, said Kayla Collins, who operates Las Vegas Elvis Wedding Chapel.com and the Little Chapel of Hearts with her husband. That's our bread and butter. I don't get it. We were just hitting our stride again through COVID. Then this happens. Clark County Clerk Lynn Goya, who led a marketing campaign promoting Las Vegas as a wedding destination, said the order for chapels to stop using Elvis couldn't have come at a worse time for this sector. It might destroy a portion of our wedding industry. A number of people might lose their livelihood, said Goya.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Drop my phone. Wait a minute. Hold on. God bless you. Cease and desist where no one can have weddings in Las Vegas?
No, a cease and desist letter to you of using Elvis Presley's likeness and image
In Las Vegas or all over the world?
in Las Vegas. It says the company said it will halt unauthorized use of Presley's name, likeness, voice, image, and other elements of Elvis Presley's persona in advertisements, merchandise, and otherwise. The letter also said Elvis Presley, and the King of Rock and Roll are protected trademarks.
Yeah. Well, it's no way they can stop that.
Yes,
There's no way. How are they going to stop that? How can they enforce that? After the fact? They can. They probably can enforce that because people, if they still
they're
get
gonna
married,
start suing them.
If they get married, they're gonna take pictures. There's gonna be video evidence.
My thing is,
but why are they doing that?
I mean, they haven't listed a reason, and this company,
because these people getting too much money on the side.
Authentic Brands Group, they oversee the estates of Marilyn Monroe, Muhammad Ali, and 50 consumer brands. So this is a big group.
The problem is, right? That's a lucrative business. But here's the problem. You know what the problem is, Senny J? Before you go on to your next story, it's the almighty internet. It's the almighty social media. What's gonna be next? You can't use Elvis Presley likeness online. You gonna take that down too? Because people are making too much money on the side with these Elvis weddings and all Elvis brands. That the company who owns the trademark, they want their money. What you gonna do? What if they have a Elvis convention? They probably get money from that too. What if people start throwing their own conventions? You gonna sue them? This is a mess. I don't know how you're gonna enforce this. Yeah, you could sue everybody, you could sue the whole world, but there are people who love Elvis, and you're not gonna stop them from celebrating Elvis. So what if there's somebody have an Elvis party in their house, in their apartment, and
That's
hold on,
fine.
and they get married in the apartment, and everybody dressed up as Elvis? The brand name's has the ability to stop that?
No, but
Exactly.
if you're advertising it, if you're advertising that you're giving Elvis themed weddings or an Elvis themed thing like Vegas does, when did Elvis become synonymous with weddings anyway? Like, how did that even become a thing?
You might have to look that up. But Elvis, the Babylonians love this guy. This guy's like Jesus Christ. Elvis Presley, who we all know took his whole style from black folks.
Word.
His whole act is from black folks.
Yeah,
Sam Cooke and all of them legendary James Brown and all those folks back in the day. That's all Elvis Presley's doing. And then the Babylonians made him a god.
Yeah,
Him and John Wayne. John Wayne and Elvis Presley can kiss my black ass.
Start doing Little Richard themed weddings. That would be so much fun, right? Like the yeah. Start using black rock and rollers. Give them some money to their estate.
Elvis is a guy who took multiple pills and died on the toilet with his suit on. But the Babylonians, they love this guy. But the brand, they want to keep that money going.
Yeah,
I don't give a damn about Elvis Presley and that whole movement over there. Have all your weddings you want. How you going to stop this? That's like saying, yo, like the folks that make the white T-shirts. Yo, no more white T-shirts. You can't wear those. How you gonna force that?
It's not the same. Well, they can do it in Las Vegas. They just need to walk down that strip. And y'all people need to.
So what about the next town?
Somebody said that they're still doing it, that they haven't gotten a cease and desist letter.
This is what I'm saying.
They said that they just had their person just changed into like a leather jacket, and they were doing a rock and roll themed wedding, and they haven't gotten a cease and desist letter.
They can move all the way. You know how easy it is to bypass that cease and desist letter? It's so easy. You could have an Edward Presley wedding.
I'm weak. Well, no, I mean
Aaron Presley.
I'm sure
you
there.
can change the name and dress up like Elvis. What you gonna do then?
I'm sure.
How many names are underneath that trademark, you dummies?
I'm sure there's ways to get around it, but it's like my whole thing is like, why now? People have been doing this thing for years.
Because they're taking all the money, Senny. It's about the bread.
But where else are you promoting Elvis Presley? They have where else is this like?
And why
you can still charge them for using the likeness. Do that.
My whole thing is Elvis, like weddings. Again, what's the correlation? I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
They call this guy the king of rock and roll. Are you kidding me? Stole his whole act from black folks.
Yeah.
The whole entire act. And did it bad. Singing those whack-ass songs.
Not did it bad.
That the Babylonians glorify.
Yeah.
Elvis, wherever you laying that in the ground, you kiss my black ass.
It's over for you.
Well, I don't care about that. Let these people live. And these Elvis theme park, the trademark company, you made thousands and thousands of dollars. I know white folks are mad at me, boy, talking about their beloved king. I don't care. You're right. Well, glorify Tina Turner, Little Richard, and all the others that couldn't even sleep on the strip. Black folks had to go on the other side of town in the desert. They couldn't even stay in the hotels to perform back in those days. Don't give a damn about no Elvis Presley. When black folks had to leave Las Vegas, go 100 miles away because they couldn't even walk on the strip. They couldn't even stay at the hotel. Have your Elvis parties, everybody. Rock and roll ass neighbors.
Nobody wants to have an Elvis party.
Who's an Elvis fan out there?
There's a lot. There's a lot
Any
of black
look, good to see if black folks. Type that real quick. Any black folks? Black folks, if you're an Elvis fan, there is something naturally wrong with the left side of your mind.
Please, black folks support.
Black folks, if you out there, supporting Elvis is just like supporting Donald Trump. It's the same thing.
There's a lot of black people out here supporting a lot of things.
Yeah, and black folks, if you out there running with the king of rock and roll, there is something naturally wrong with you.
Yeah. Let us know. Let us know if you're rocking with the king.
I don't give a damn about no Elvis Presley. What else, Senny, before we go?
The last story that I have.
Elvis Presley. You got me thinking about this guy.
Got you thinking about Elvis Presley.
Big ass jumpsuits, looking like an astronaut, big stomach, full with volume. What was his song? What was Elvis? City. What is this guy's song?
I don't even know a song that he has.
I don't even know what's him. Like he was that guy, right? See?
Governor.
What was the line in Public Enemy line with Elvis and John Wayne? What's wrong? How black are you?
Elvis Presley and John Wayne?
Yeah,
I've never seen a John Wayne movie.
No. I can't remember the lyrics from Public Enemy.
Well, you know,
I
don't know. You're talking to the wrong person. You better ask one of your boys.
What was the name of that song? It was that Fight the Power?
Was it?
I think that's the name of the song.
I think I missed that one.
Let me get that song.
Governor Stitt of Oklahoma, shout out to my girl Fabby. Fabby, you still in the chat room? Signs a bill banning abortion from the point of fertilization. It is now illegal to get or provide nearly any abortion in Oklahoma. Governor Kevin Stitt signed House Bill 4327.
Hold on a second, Mike. Hold on a second. Go ahead.
Motherfuck him and John Wayne.
Who? What was the line? What was that? Was that from Fight the Power?
That was the line in Fight the Power.
Yes, I knew it. Motherfuck him and John Wayne. Yo, when Flavor Flav dropped that lyric.
In the chat room like 3 times.
Oh, my fault.
I'm not looking in the chat room.
I'm not looking in the chat room. When
Senny
Flavor.
been ignoring me for a few weeks.
Yeah, well, she's going through it, bro. Bro, she's really.
When I get back to PA.
I'm weak.
Bro,
I'm gonna fix Senny for y'all, my brothers. I'm gonna fix her.
There's no fixing that. You better off going to an Elvis Presley concert than to fix this thing. So it came from Fight the Power, Senny. Remember that song Fight the Power from?
Yeah.
Yo, when that
Fight
song
the Power.
song hit the streets back in the 80s, it took us to a place where we never been before, right? Right, Prentice?
Correct.
Mm-mm.
He said, "Mother F him and John Wayne." We went crazy.
Wow.
We lost our minds when he said that.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a ad-lib by Flavor Flav.
Right.
When Chuck D was spitting something, he said something about Elvis, and then the Flavor, he just came out of nowhere and said that.
Classic line.
Okay. I have to listen to it.
God bless you, brother. God bless you.
Bye, Prentice.
Prentice, are you watching Pornhub? Hold on. Shawn Harvey Morning Show. Singer. Hello?
Yeah.
Everybody, Mike Grassie's on the phone. Let's
Hey, Mike Grasty.
Just like Prentice was saying, it said, Elvis was a hero to most, but he never meant shit to me. See, straight out racist and stuck up with simple and plain, motherfucking man, John Wayne.
Thank you.
Not Mike Grasty with the closer.
Mike, say that one more time. Say that verse one more time.
It said,
Listen, Senny.
Elvis was a hero to most, but he never meant shit to me. See, straight out racist, the sucker was simple and plain, him and John Wayne.
Let's clap.
Thank you for that, Mike.
Exactly, Mike.
That's what those chapels need to start playing. When they get them cease and desist letters.
Right. Thank you, Mike. Senny, what you got real quick before we get out of here? No, we got
Yeah. Okay.
No, go ahead. What you got?
Yeah, no. Governor Stitt, we hate you.
We do. We really do, man. I mean, I watch what we say.
They made a bill that said this is the most restrictive state on abortions in the country. He just signed House Bill 4327 into law, banning abortions from the moment of conception. Under the measure, anyone could sue someone in civil court who performs, aids, or abets an abortion. The exceptions are if the mother's life are in danger or if the pregnancy is the result of rape or incest that has already been reported to law enforcement.
Troops refuse to fight.
All right, Rock, let's clap, Sidney. Great show today. We truly appreciate you guys. Put a number 1 in the chat room if you enjoyed this show this morning. We truly appreciate y'all guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, they're just going to... You don't even have to shut it up. They'll shut it up for you.
To the street and doing it strong.
classics. It's DJ Young and Nut.